Well, we just left the locker room. We're going to go to the 3 takeaways from NFL Wednesday here in Green Bay. I'm with Michael Cohen of the Journal Sentinel. Michael, big news today here in Green Bay. Just leaving the locker room, what did we find out?
Yeah, we found out that the Packers have released tight end Martellus Bennett. You know, this is a guy that they brought in, was going to be a big acquisition for them, a guy they thought they could really dedicate a portion to their offense to, and then halfway through the year, he's gone, and they released him with a designation that said he failed to disclose an injury, and that must have been the shoulder condition that Mike McCarthy has talked about, and now it'll be Lance Kendricks and Richard Rodgers from here on out.
And there was a lot of hopes that he was going to help. Like, great blocker, but you got to be a team player, and he was a big disappointment for this team.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about it. You know, it was a guy that came in, and I mean, you remember during training camp and OTAs, he looked amazing with Rodgers, their chemistry and everything. It just never carried over. It's a guy that has an interesting approach to the game in terms of he's not a guy that likes to practice. He makes that, you know, very well known that he's not a guy that is out there gung-ho running around like crazy, and it just didn't really seem to fit as well as maybe Ted Thompson and Mike McCarthy hoped.
One takeaway that I have is Randall Cobb in the locker room as we just walked out said that the media, we're putting the losses on Brett Hundley, and he's saying that we got to make more plays. He says he needs to put, he was going to put it on himself that he need to make more plays, break tackles, him, Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams. They're putting the losses on them. What do you think?
Well, you know, I think that that's what they need to say. You know, we talked about what Mike McCarthy needed to say after the Minnesota Vikings game when Rodgers goes down. He needed to pump up Hundley because that's what a coach does. And I'm not saying that the receivers are wrong to say that they can make more plays, because I think they probably can. But that's what they need to say, because if they start tilting this back toward Hundley, then it's a whole different dynamic than if we tilted on Hundley. And so I think that's really important that they stuck up for him today.
I like that they stuck up for him. One more takeaway, of course, Mike McCarthy, the head coach, trying to win a football game with Brett Hundley, a backup quarterback. What is he up against in here going to Chicago this Sunday?
Well, the Bears have a tremendous defense. There's no doubt about it, especially their front seven. Mike McCarthy thinks it's one of the best front sevens in the league, and so trying to run the ball against that front is going to be difficult, and that's going to put even more pressure on Hundley. They can be exposed a little bit in the back end of the secondary, but it's not going to be easy, and so anyone that thinks that just because the Bears have a poor record means it'll be a nice, easy win, that's not going to be the case. It's going to be a tough game.
He's Michael Cohen. I'm Rod Burks, just out of the Packers locker room for the 3 takeaways on Wednesday.